Beast balance.
Make sure I got my sounds up good. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Make sure I got my sounds up good. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? I'm gonna cut up a little bit more. Cut up a little bit more. All right. What's going on, family? Blatantly Blatant Network. What's up, my guy? Salute to you. Great job last night on your interview with Sun Civil Media. Very, very good interview for y'all. If y'all missed that interview, Blatantly Blatant Network did an interview with Dason Civil and talked a little bit about his life and his production and what he do. So y'all check that out. Y'all make sure y'all support us content creators because without your support, man, we can't do this, man. We can't do this without your support. And we gotta always have encouragement to keep going on and to keep moving forward and to do better. All right, so today, you're welcome. You're welcome. Today, man, I want to holler at y'all and talk about my NAM recap. Now, I know one thing. Let me start out with something that I hate. I hate to go online and see people say, "Oh, I, I, you're the only person that covered anything at NAM." Nah, that's not entirely true. If you don't search NAM 2025 or search the keywords that you're looking for, such as Kai or Roland, you ain't gonna find nothing. So of course the people that you follow and the people that only you look at on your channel, you're only gonna see those people that have did something live. And I'm not talking about you blatantly. I know you said that me and Masada were the only two that was that were out there. No, I saw something else from somebody else's page, and they're saying, "Oh, you're the only person out there that's at NAM and that's going live and having videos." And I'll tell you, I was at NAM and I saw a lot of cameras, and there's a lot of people going live. There's a lot of people taking video. So the content is out there. I'm talking about 170,000 people, and I can probably imagine that 100,000 people was out there freaking videotaping what was what was happening. Um, hold on, I need to send a text real quick. But anyway, Nam was great. This was my first time going to Nam. Um, I had been to conferences similar to Nam before. And I can't remember in my brain where it was that I had been to a conference that had musical equipment like Nam, but I had been to a music conference before that had something similar to like that. Um, and so I knew what to look for, but at the same time, I was not I was not ready for what I was there to see. Now, let me tell you, I saw a lot of the content creators that you see on YouTube. And I was looking at people like, hey, that looks like for instance, let me give you an example. Eldre, that does the Ableton push content. He was coming up the escalator when I was going down the escalator, and I said, "Damn, that looked like Eldre from from YouTube." And then yesterday, when I was scrolling through the videos of everybody that was at NAAM, he posted his pictures with of him being at NAAM, and he had on the same stuff that I saw him when he was going on the elevator. So I was like, "Oh shit!" There's people that are in the industry that I don't even know, that I saw and didn't know who was who until I went online and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know them from online." So the cool thing about NAM, being that this was my first time, um, this was my first time. The coolest thing that happened to me was that people were coming up to me saying, "Hey, Lonze, Beats by Lonze, I watch your channel. I'm a fan, and you're doing a great job, and I love your channel." Now that caught me off guard. As y'all know, I'm an introvert. I like to be inside. Being around a whole bunch of people kind of gets me to be like, ugh. I have anxiety when I'm around a whole bunch of people that I don't know, and being that I have this thing about me that being in the military, I like to know where all the exits are. I like to not have my back to everybody. And so being up front, my back is to everybody. So that bothered me so much that my back, I can't see behind me. And every time somebody bumped my book bag, I'm like always on guard. So I'm learning how to be. Here's the thing. I spent 20 years in the military as a Marine, and I have not I have not kind of settled into being a civilian yet. Even though I've been retired about 10 years now, I still haven't settled into being a civilian just yet. So I'm still kind of, figuring this thing out. So if you see me on YouTube, you see me in front of the camera, this is some new shit for me to be out in front of the camera, because I always have played the background, especially as an engineer. I always played the background, stayed in the back, got the artists where they needed to be, and I didn't want all that, you know, all that on me. So now this is a new era in my life, and now this is some shit that I'm gonna go out here and do. Like, I really want to be out in front of the people. I want to be out there interviewing people. I want to be out there, you know, being that person that makes you comfortable to be in front of the camera, because I'm uncomfortable. And so by you being uncomfortable as well, and we both get out of our comfort zone of being uncomfortable, that makes us grow as YouTubers and content creators and stuff of that nature. Now, they didn't tell y'all that in the producer playbook, huh? They didn't tell you that you're gonna have to edit videos. You're gonna have to be dancing in the videos. You're gonna have to be your own advertising and marketing company. They ain't tell you that in the producer handbook. But listen, you're gonna have to do all those things. You're gonna have to be your number one advocate. You're gonna have to get out there and talk to people, and that's one of the reasons that I did recruiting duty in the Marine Corps, because I wanted to be able to have the confidence to walk up to anybody and just talk. I wanted to have the confidence to go and sell something, sell a product to an individual that had no idea that they wanted the product that you were about to sell. So I went through the Marine Corps PSS, which is professional selling skills. I went through that before the Marine Corps went into the new recruiting dynamic, where we had actual people from the actual recruiting industry come in and teach us, certify us through classes and college to actually be a professional salesman as a Marine, to sell young men and women into buying into becoming a United States Marine. So if you see me in some of my videos and you say, "Oh, well, he's very articulate about his words and how he says things," it's because I kind of have a little bit of training in public speaking and all that kind of stuff. All right, so with that being said, let me tell you a couple things that I'd recommend for you to have when you go to NAAM next year. Now, if you are an MPC user and you have never been to NAAM and you have never been to a Akai booth, I will tell you next year, 2026, that is the year that you need to be at the Akai booth, because I have a feeling that 2025 Akai is about to turn up. Now we got the 3.0 software, the software that's in the standalone machine, not the actual software for the computer. So let's not get that misconstrued. We have the software for the actual MPC that's for standalone. Now it is out of beta. Now we have the alpha. So now stay tuned to everybody that's going to be showing you how to get familiar with that new software. Now, if you had the beta, you already have got your fingers on it, and you kind of got an idea of how this thing works. And that's what you should have done. You should have gotten your hands on the beta and got some freaking some routines together and got some experience with working on the software, because when the alpha comes in, if you never touched it, now you are completely unaware of what the thing does. So I would tell you that was a good move on Akai for them to put the beta out and let everybody test bed the beta, because now that gave you experience of working on the MPC. Now here's my thing: the MPC with that software has made the MPC a brand new MPC to me. So take that how you want it. Now, for all you people complaining about, oh, I gotta buy another expansion that I already got from Native Instruments, boo hoo hoo, boo hoo hoo. Now, if you're familiar with the freaking app that Native Instruments had, where you're able to use the, what was it called, iMachine, when you're able to use iMachine. Now, even though I had, this is a Beats by Lonze thing, even though I had all those expansions from Native Instruments, I had to go and buy the actual expansions for the iPad that is only available for the iPad. So I was familiar with this product, that kind of familiar with the idea of what they did with Akai and the collaboration with Native Instruments. So I'm telling you, boo hoo fucking who, if you are upset that you gotta buy a couple expansions for your MPC. If you want to use the expansions in your MPC, here's the thing: you don't have to use those expansions in an MPC. However, if you want to use those expansions, there is a cost to it, and you should be happy that it's not $100 per freaking expansion. They'd really have a freaking fit that if it was $100. They're only $29, bro. It's only $29. So you know what you could do? If you want to invest in yourself, periodically every month you put $29 aside and you buy expansion if you want it. Every month. And so by the end of a year, 12 months, you have 12 expansions that you saved and you invested into your craft. Now, that's my soapbox for that. Let me tell you my NAAM requirements that I think you should have next year if you attend NAAM. I highly advise you to attend NAAM. All right, first of all, here's thing number one. I do not work for Akai. I do not have anything that, I'm not under NDAs. I'm not under signature or signage of Akai. So I'm telling you this based off of just me and what I think. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can listen or not. But this is what I'll tell you. If you're going to go to NAAM, first of all, I would say that you should go in a group. You should go in a group or go in pairs, so that you are not just solo dolo. Because especially if you're a content creator and you have to create videos and you have to take content and all that stuff, you're gonna miss out on some of the key things, because you're gonna be trying to get content. So you're gonna miss out on, like really being in the moment if you don't have somebody that's actually filming for you, or you're filming yourself. So I was in the moment though. I'll tell you, for the times that I went live, I was in the moment. I was listening to every single thing that the people said, and I tried to make sure that I went live on all my social medias to, show different aspects and highlights of the NAAM um, place and what it's all about. Second thing I'll tell you, wear some good walking shoes. Now I wore my Pumas. The Pumas are very comfortable if you are not going to be on your feet for 10 hours. So I was on my feet for 10 hours filming content, walking, going to place to place, going to the booths, and my feet were killing me. Now I ain't a spring chicken, so um, I ain't in my 20s no more to where I can stand up for 14, 15 hours at a time, and my back don't be hurting or my knees don't be hurting or none of that. Even Masada was there. Masada was like, I'm sitting down. Like, even while the event was going, he was like, I'm gonna sit down. He sat down on the floor, and nobody said anything. Nobody said anything to him. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But still, make sure you have some good walking shoes if you're going to be going to NAAM, because you're gonna be walking. It is a huge, humongous event center. Like I told you, it was 170 some thousand people there. So imagine 170,000 people in one big ass building. It's gonna be a lot of space. All right. Next thing I'll tell you about NAAM, if you're gonna go to NAAM, make sure that you find a hotel that is in the vicinity of the NAAM building. Now my hotel was 1.4 miles from the convention center, which is about 4 blocks. And I'm okay with walking 4 blocks. I'm in pretty good shape to, you know, I'm in alright shape to walk, 4 blocks. But taking the fact that you're gonna have weather, so if it may be raining or it may be hot, but in January when NAM is in effect, it was actually about 50, 60 degrees, so it's kind of chilly. So the weather was pretty good. I did catch a ride. There's going to be a lot of people going to the NAM Center, so it is possible that you can network with people that are going there, and you can, get you can buddy up with somebody and catch a ride. So I had a ride to the convention center, but at night when the center ended, I ended up walking back to my hotel room. So again, like I said, have some good walking shoes, because you're going to be not only walking through the convention center, but if you have to walk back to your hotel, you're going to be walking. Now, be there is they had like food trucks there, and they had a food center where you can buy food and stuff. So what's going on, DC Carson? Appreciate you being here. They did have like food areas where you can go and eat, and the food was really good. The food trucks were pretty cool. They had live bands there. They had all kind of things. So there's no way that you won't be able to eat while you're there. So you will have to, kind of look at your schedule, because they have an app, and kind of look at your schedule and see who you want to see and what booths you want to attend, and where you like jump in and out to go eat or drink or use the bathroom. So um, I'll tell you that the bathrooms were full. Like, every bathroom was full except for the bathroom that was by the Akai booth, and that was a blessing. That was a blessing for that bathroom. I think because I don't think anybody knew that bathroom was there, and so that bathroom was completely like empty. So, to my knowledge, NAM is always at the same place. It's at the convention, as at that convention center in Anaheim. So, very cool, very big building. If you haven't seen what the building looks like, I got a video up on my channel that's displaying what the building looks like. So, salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the likes on this freaking live. But anyway, enough about that. Today, I decided to update my MPCs, and before I left, I had updated my Live 2 and my MPC X, and I had also updated the MPC 1. However, the lone wolf that I did not update to 3.0 was the Key 61. And I think I just messed up, because now, actually, yeah, I just messed up, because what I was trying to do was keep the Key 61 on 2.15, so that I can pull up all my older files in 2.15. But now that 3.0 is here, you can bring those files up over into 3.0. So I think we might be okay if everything is working fine with that. So um, but yeah, I decided I'd update the Key 61 today to 3.0, and I'm excited. I am on a mission to learn keyboard. I know Dayson was talking about that this morning. He wants to learn keyboard as well. NAM admission was $150. My hotel was about $200. A $200 a night. Um, I stayed in the Hilton Garden Inn or something like that. Hilton. Stayed in the Hilton. My mic is low. All right. Let me get closer. So let's see what else. So yeah, my flight was about $800. Hotels about $200. Check, check, 1 2. Oh, let's cut the mic up a little bit. All right, how about now? Does that sound better? I cut my mic up a little bit. Does that sound better to y'all? But anyway, so hotels about $200 a night. I stayed 2 nights. Raul, what's up, man? Appreciate you being in the building. So my flight was about $800 round trip. And what else? So you got to take in accountability Ubers. You got to take in the accountability you're gonna eat food there, so you're gonna have to pay for that. And what else? There's one more other thing. Oh, the ticket to get into NAM and register was $150. Now I believe that the NAM ticket, because my wife helped me book. When you buy, okay, cool. When you buy the ticket to register for NAM, you also get discounts with the hotels if you book your hotel through your registration. So that was a better deal. So the question that I got was, what's the most interesting new piece of gear that you saw out there? Um, Blatantly Blatant Network, yes. The Roland V stage was the coolest piano that I saw at NAM. There's a second one that I saw out there was the Behringer Wing, which was um, a mixing console. That joker had to be about that big, and you can't see my hands in the screen, but it was about that big. It was a awesome looking um, mixing console by Behringer. Um, So yeah, Blatantly Blatant Network. About 2 stacks will be good for you for planning a trip. Now, if you're gonna bring an entourage with you, you're gonna spend more money than that. If you bring your family with you, you're gonna spend more money than that. But that's kind of where you wanna kind of have an idea of how much it's gonna cost you to go there. Um, and another thing that we discussed this morning in the group chat, in the producer group chat, was that you know it's possible that if a group of people is going to go together, then you can kind of, you know, well, we didn't discuss this part in the group chat, but if you're going with a group of people, you can kind of like put your money together and kind of like share, maybe share a hotel room. Like my hotel room had 2 queen beds, and then another portion where you can have a pull-out couch, and I was by myself. So technically, I could have had 3 guests to stay in the hotel room that I was in. So yeah, so we could have split a hotel room. So instead of paying $200 a night per one person, 3 people could have divided a hotel room if you were cool with that, and kind of did that. And I'm not sure why my wife booked me a double queen room, but maybe that was the only thing that was available. But I ain't tripping. Man, such a good thing to have a great wife like that. To have a wife that's on your team to help you do those kind of things. Cause I am in the weeds and in the woods when it comes to freaking booking flights and using our Sky Miles and getting discounts and all that kind of stuff. My wife is the queen of all that stuff. So Raul says, I went I went once at a Super 8, was like 180 a night. Prices are crazy over there also because you're right outside Disneyland. That is correct. And Super 8 is the ghetto of the hotels. I stayed in the Super 8 um in Richmond, Virginia. When I was stationed in Richmond, they had a Super 8, and it was one of their cheapest hotels. It was normally like $80 a night, and I had to stay in the hotel for 45 days because let me give a backstory. And in 2010, I I was going through a divorce in 2010, and I I had my three kids with me on as an active duty Marine going to a new duty station in Richmond, Virginia. And what had happened was I had went to Richmond the month prior to establish a to get a house. I was renting a house, so I got there a month prior to it to rent this house, but the house was not available at the time, and it was going to be about 40 days before the house was going to be available. So when I got ready to report to my duty station, my house still wasn't ready. So I was there with three kids staying in the Super 8, and it was $80 a night. So when that Super 8, I'm sorry, when those 45 days finished, I ended up paying $10,000 to stay in the hotel for 45 days. So that's my crazy story about the Super 8. So that brings back memories when Raul said Super 8. Yeah, and Cali is crazy. So yeah, triple the price of what it was back in 2010 when I stayed in the Super 8 in Richmond, Virginia. Cali is crazy. Everything is double, triple priced out there in Cali. Um, for sure. Salute to the wife, man. Yes, Disney is right across the street. It is actually right across the right across the way from the convention. So I was telling the fellas in the group chat that my wife was asking, saying that she could have got off from work and accompanied me to the NAM, but I said nah, absolutely not, because I'm gonna have to feed you. I'm gonna have to worry about where you are if you go to Disney. I'm gonna have to worry about your schedule for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's gonna bother me because I'm not gonna be able to concentrate on what's happening at NAM. So absolutely not. So I love my wife, I love my kids, but this NAM was an opportunity to go out there for me. Now, if my family would have been on board to help me at NAM, I know this sounds selfish, but if they would have been on board to help me facilitate what's happening at NAM, then it would have been a different story. But for them to go and do whatever they want to do at Disney, that would have hindered all of my plans. So I was like, nope, you go to work, let the baby go to school, and we'll figure this out. All right, so just to do a basic recap of what I talked about for NAM, I gave y'all some strategies and some ideas of what you should take for next year for NAM. I'll tell you, if you are an MPC producer and you are a Kai user, you need to be at NAM next year. Agent Black, hey, it was great to meet you too, man. Thank you for popping in. Salute to you. Yeah, I got a chance to meet a lot of great people out there and kind of like mix and mingle with people in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like when you behind this camera and you're talking to people online, it's as if it's a whole nother world. Like these people are not real. And so when you actually get out in the real world and see them in person, you're like, oh man, it's a real life. It's like Pinocchio when he said he wanted to be a real boy. And yeah, his wish was to be a real boy. So he was like amazed that he was turned into a real boy. So salute, man. Salute to the community out there, man. Y'all were so gracious. It was so awesome to hear people say, "Hey, man, I watch your channel and I love what you're doing." That was very heartwarming to me. And this, I ain't a celebrity or nothing, so this is like new to me. So I'm like, getting used to just being around people like that. So next year I'm coming. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Lord willing, next year I am coming with smoke. I am going there to interview everybody that I can get my hands on, that I can talk to, that's willing to come on my channel and talk to. I am going to interview everybody. So again, if we spoke online and we spoke on, you know, Facebook Messenger, and we talked through YouTube comments, and I feel like we built the rapport, and I see you at NAAM, I am talking to you next year, and we gonna get it popping to cross pollinate on my channel. So you'll be able to see that. And I am trying to get a videographer or a cameraman to do that camera work for me next year. All right, so enough of that. Again, salute to Agent. Appreciate you. And I know, I have to think about it like this. As hard as it is for me to go up to somebody and say, hey man, I'm a fan of your music, I'm a fan of what you do, you're doing great in your media space, I can only imagine that it is just as hard on the other side for somebody to, as a grown ass man, to come to you and say, hey, I enjoy what you do on your channel. And so that's a lot of the problem that I had with like a lot of the celebrities that was there. I felt like I was being a groupie, bruh. Like I'm a grown ass man, and I have to like go outside of myself to say, hey man, I just wanted to meet you. I was wondering if I can get a picture with you. Do you hear how that sounds? That sounds crazy to me. That's the pitch that I'd have to go to somebody and say, you know. So I think that it's this is just a Lonze thing. I am a introvert. That means introvert means that dependent that if I'm around people that I'm comfortable with, then I'm all in. I'm all in. But if I'm by myself, then I'm kind of picky about how I move in a crowd full of people. So, but on top of that, I'm an introvert. So yeah, I'm telling you that the next 11, 12 months leading into NAAM next year, I will be working on my confidence as far as talking to people in real live settings and going in and making the business deal and making the deals, making the impression so that I can make the deals later on if it facilitates to be that way. So, Blatantly Blatant says, was Dame Taylor there in Busy Works? I don't know. I did not see them if they were there. So, that don't mean that they wasn't there, bruh. It's 170,000 people, bruh. Like again, like I told y'all the story about when I was walking up the escalator, I saw Eldre, and I was going down the escalator, he was going up the escalator, and I said, damn, that looks like Eldre. And and when I looked at his social media yesterday, I saw he posted pictures and he had on the same hat that I saw him on the escalator, and I said, damn, that would have been an opportunity to meet him, but I was on a mission at that point. I met a rep from Behringer. He was from Germany, and we had a lot of conversation about what Behringer is going to do with the music space and the podcasting space. So I will just tell y'all, stay tuned to Behringer and what they're gonna do with the new stuff that they got going on. If y'all are not familiar, I know there's been a lot of talk about the SP1200 clone that Behringer is going to do, or that they were asking if we thought it was a good idea for them to do that. I'll just tell you, there is 3 other SP1200 type machines out there that may be more affordable than the Rossum 1200. So y'all may want to look into those and see what those are going to be like. Now, there's one that I saw that is going to be a controller that is, it looks like the SP1200, but it is a controller to use the ESPI software. I think that's what it is. ESPL software. They are making a SP1200 prototype controller. So that's gonna be pretty dope. So if y'all are looking at the SP1200 and you're looking for affordable versions of it, there is at least 3 other versions out there that you can look out there. So when I talked to Behringer and I asked them about were they making an SP1200, the rep told me that that was not his lane of expertise. He didn't know anything about it, but there was another gentleman that I should talk to about that. And so that was just to my knowledge, that was just a feeder that was put out there because people were asking them if they were gonna make one because they saw them make the Elam drum. So they're like, oh, why don't you make an SP1200 that's affordable? And these people are watching these content creators and they are listening to the feedback that we're giving. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, they are listening to what we are saying. So I will tell you, as a content creator, if you want to be the big bad bully and look bad to companies, you have a lane to do that. If you want to be an ally to some companies, I'm not telling you to lie about products if you don't like it, but you have to be tactful and be careful about how you present your words about companies, because you may have to eat those words later on down the line if you're looking to get if you're looking to work with these companies. Now, if you don't give a shit about working with none of the companies and your channel is all about shock and your channel is all about shitting on companies, then that's the legacy that you're going to leave behind when people look at your channel and say, man, all he do is shit on companies about equipment, and then they don't see you use the equipment or make music with the equipment or do anything positive with the equipment. Now, I am one of those people that will tell you that, hey, the equipment I used blah 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 blah, it wasn't for me, I got rid of it, I sold it. Now that don't mean that you shouldn't use the product and you're not gonna like it. That just means that it just wasn't for me. So my channel is all about telling you this is how I use it. You can use it if you like it. If you don't like it, I'll tell you what I like about it, and then we go from there. So yeah, I'm updating my MPCs. I am ready. I'm so ready to get back to business. This morning I was a little bit tired, and I still haven't fully recovered from the trip of coming from Cali back home. So I was still a little bit tired. I hadn't really rested as I would have liked to rest. But I'm ready to get back to the music. I'm ready to get back to the streams. I'm ready to get back to the beats and get back to my schedule of season 2 of the Beats by Lonze channel. So again, if there's anything that you'd like to see on my channel, feel free to leave a comment on a video or leave a comment somewhere that I can get to it, or just send me a message. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, of course, Twitter, and you can also email me, beatsbylonze@gmail.com. And I thought that I had that somewhere over here. Yeah. So yeah. Also, if you'd like to sponsor a live or sponsor a podcast, you can email me. But that's my email down there at the bottom of the screen, beatsbylonze@gmail.com. I got albums everywhere. I got albums on Bandcamp. I got albums on Spotify. I got albums on Apple Music. And I have them on all those platforms just because people just consume music in all different ways. And if you really want to support my channel and listen to my music and pay attention to what I do as far as, rapping or singing or making or production, bandcamp.com, beatsbylonze.bandcamp.com. All my music is out there. And yeah, just shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that's been here in the chat. Shout out to Beats in Bed, Dayson Civil, Blatantly Blatant. Again, if y'all didn't check Blatantly Blatant and Civil Days music last night on their producer spotlight live, y'all should check that out. It's very good video. Shout out to Raul. Shout out to Agent Black. And DC Carson Music. Trying to make sure I got everybody that I saw in the stream. Everybody, man, if I missed you, charge it to my heart and charge it to the game. I didn't miss you on I didn't miss you on purpose. Um 88 Mo Keys, what's up? What's going on? Hey, I got a question for you. Were you at NAM? Were you at NAM this last week? 88 Mo Keys. I'm asking him, where you at NAM? If not, okay. So the this is gonna sound crazy. The other 88 Keys was at NAM. The Grammy one. The Grammy this is sounding crazy. I ain't trying to throw shade that you're not a Grammy nominated or a Grammy winning producer, but the other one that has the Grammys, 88 Keys, he was actually at NAM. He was at NAM. He's actually right in front of me talking to Masada, and he went in the back to see a lot of these producers, man, that are, they got teeth in the game. They're able to go in the back rooms where all these celebrities are and just bust a move. Uh, Regular people like me, we just can't go in the back room because you're gonna get escorted out. Like, who the hell is you? But he just walked in and was like, "Hey, man, blah 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 blah. Such and such is in the back. I'm gonna go holler at him real quick, like in Zoom." So he went back there in the back. So shout out to you, 88 Mo Keys. Um, Thank you for being in the building. Uh, so y'all, so if y'all don't know, 88 Mo Keys, he says, I do music for a TV series. Did not make the trip. Oh man, it would have been great to see y'all. I will tell y'all again. Anybody that's been here in this stream, that's here. If you did not make it to NAM this year, let's make it. Let's make it if you can. Let's try to make it to NAM next year. Let's meet up. Let's see each other in person. Let's just actually, break bread, say what's up to each other, give everybody, show everybody love, because I think that's a good thing to see people that support you and that you support in real life. So um, I will tell you, I had a very good time at NAM. Shout out to Masada. I want to say thank you to Masada for letting me hang out with him, man, and he was walking me around, introducing me to people, and we just had a whole lot of conversations about production and music and stuff. And so um, again, shout out to everybody that I talked to. Shout out to Agent Black, um, that we ran into the place. It was very surreal for me to meet people when they tell me that they know who I was. So I'm just saying, it's very weird to me, and I'll never get used to it. But I'm telling you, I'm coming with the smoke next year. I have invested in a lot of camera equipment, and I've invested in a lot of iPhones. And next year, I am going to have a cameraman with me to help me interview everybody. So that's why I'm telling y'all in the chat to make sure y'all make it to NAM next year if you can, because I think 2025 is going to be a big year, and I think y'all going to want to be there next year. So I want to interview each and every one of you that's been in the chat for my channel next year at NAM, and I'm going to be there. I am planning to interview 1,000 people at NAM next year. So I'm trying to. That's gonna be my spiel. I'm gonna interview 1,000 people at NAM, and I may stay there. That's another thing. I didn't tell y'all this. I only stayed at NAM 2 days this year, and if you're gonna go there to network, I recommend you stay more than 2 days, or have 2 actual days that you are going to actually go there to network and see the sites and all that stuff, because it is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of equipment. It's a lot of people going to be there, and you kind of want to have a full day to kind of like, I think this is my recommendation. I think you should have a full day to go and see all the sites, right? To try to go to every booth that you can. And then you should have a full day to where you actually go to the the classes. You actually go to the actual sets that they do, because it was incredible. I will tell you, it was an incredible time. I had a great time, and I recommend that y'all do that. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all y'all support. Y'all are the reason that I do this. Y'all help me get up and do this stuff. So we getting back to the business. We getting back to the beats. We getting back to the music, and let's get 2025 rocking for season 2. So again, appreciate y'all. Much love, and I will catch y'all later. Thank you, thank you, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Yeah. Catch me on the next stream. I'll tell you, if you're a rapper, make sure you got 16. Make sure you got 16 bars ready at any given time. Yeah. That's what I'm working on for next year. Peace.